a clip. Okay, now, for example, this is Sasi Mankan's new video clip. I mean, this kind of underground music, since stores, I mean music stores cannot buy, cannot sell this kind of music to young generation, so I have to go, I mean use sites, websites, and since most of websites which actually there are underground music on the webs, they are filtered, so I simply Google the name of the song and then I will find it. But usually I use YouTube. Actually, YouTube was filtered about 2 months ago, but now it is not. Actually, it is the case for Facebook. About 2 days ago, it was not filtered, but suddenly it is filtered. It said that, dear user, you cannot access to this site. If there is a mistake in the filtering of this site, please contact this email by actually write the site's name and your reasons that this site has been wrongly filtered. There are some links of some, I don't know, porn sites and the Islamic Republic, actually, because since we are Muslims, these things, these stuff, they are forbidden, and the signs are not too troublesome. I have to put a lot of effort to apply all these 12 sites one by one and then find the site which is not blocked.
You cannot censor everything. It's like, I mean, sealing a container on the water. Like the sift on the water. There are so much holes that you cannot go for all of that. Therefore, it's useless. Usually here we have, in our cinemas, usually we have Iranian movies, not Western. Some cinemas show also Western movies, but Hollywood here is so popular. I mean, I think more than 95% of our generation are completely familiar with actors, directors. I mean, sometimes even you can find people here that know much more about Hollywood and the American movies than even Americans themselves. I myself, as a 20-year-old Iranian, think that whether we want it or not, this is coming.
There are lots of English movies and translated movies with subtitles. You can find them in bazaar markets, or whatever you like. But there are some specific movies, which are not, which are allowed to be broadcast in Iranian channels, but with some censors, that very usual censors. I think that every country does that. But I can find, many people can find them, from vendors. They do sell some DVDs, DVDs beside the streets, and you can find films and watch them. There are lots of sources. There are certain people in here in metropolitan areas, in the big cities, that their job, their business is certainly finding and copying movies, that are recording movies from satellite receivers, and maybe I've heard that they import these movies from Asian countries, Malaysia, Thailand, and they do some subtitle under that, and they present it to people. They offer it to people, and you can buy them. They're all around the city. You can find them, just beside the streets, beside the alleys. But they're overt. They sell it overt, openly. I really like, Stephen King stuff. I really like psychological movies. The kind of movies that guys goes crazy in a solitary house. And for example, my favorite movie is Secret Window, starring Johnny Depp. I really love that kind of movie. The thing that bothers Iranians and Iranian government, I think that we're always receiving, we do not send anything over there, and they do not watch us, maybe because they think that we're inferior, they think that we've not a good cinema, but I think that it's very bad to be always a receiver, because some people call it a colonization, They say that a good way to occupy a country is to make the country devoid of its own culture. Fortunately, we've got a pretty good cinema here. I think it's developing and it's growing well. Iranian movies, I go for romantic movies. All romance doesn't mean just kissing. There are lots of other things. There are lots of dialogue. You can put romance in it. But if you want kissing, if we want romance, kissing involved and other erotic scenes, we can watch American movies, no problem. But the thing in here, Iranian culture, the thing with Iranian culture is that romance is put usually through dialogues, through behaviors, idioms, and motions, but not, I think, because naturally it doesn't go with our culture. I think that it's very usual that in every country, I'm sure that in the United States it is the case too, that in every country you've got some kind of restrictions. You know, for you American people, are you allowed to play whatever you want in TV channels? Are you allowed to?
Not on TV.
Not on TV. So you see, so there are some restrictions. Censorship-free. I have not heard about the censorship-free country. So as with other countries, in our country there are some restrictions and limitations according to our culture, which is a religious dominant culture, and we are fed by literature, by our religion mostly.